what we mean by servicing. In any regard, we're basically at the end of Josephine's line of quests. If you're not really someone who, if you're someone who's easily sort of offended by out of this one, otherwise, you know, please keep watching and survive with me. But we're going to be doing two things. So we're going to be getting Josephine her position of power, and I hope there should still be the option that I've heard about with this one. You know, because it's a lot harder to get laid on this game than it is to get laid on previous Dragon's Age Inquisition, Dragon's Age games. So we'll go ahead and see what we get up to. And remember, you can only do this if you have not gotten his quest. So my guy's just leaving everyone at the door. See what the dear lady has to say.
Thank you for seeing me in private, Minister Belize.
I chastise you for taking me from the party, Inquisitor, but the Marquis throws such dull affairs. It's hardly worth it. I assume you wish to discuss your petition to elevate these du paraquets to a minor lordship. Tell me, why should I allow you to pollute the Orlesian nobility any further than it's already been muddled?
Let's see. So the Duperts were noble to win favor from me. You don't like nobility?
Surely even a minister could do worse than have the Inquisition in her debt.
I am a well-positioned woman. I require something more concrete than vague promises of future gifts.
Maybe the option's here.
And do not attempt to charm me. I am far too old to tolerate it. What can you possibly provide that will make your petition worth my effort?
Here's the option here. Information, connection point. Ah, fuck. Ah, I thought I would have it now. What?
Information. Unless you believe your sources better than agents of the Inquisition.
Normally, I wouldn't trust your discretion. But the left hand of the Divine is working for you, is she not? Sister Leliana is a resourceful woman. I could certainly make use of her talents. Very well, Inquisitor. Should you?
Of what? I'm certain this is the one. This is the quest. I feel like. Let's see. I feel like that I should have been able to offer it. Maybe it's because I went far in Cassandra's thing. So after completing the getting transfer, speech tradition. Well, apparently you can't seduce her. I'm like, how? Hang on, give me a second. I'm gonna look this up because I'm pretty certain there should have been an option there to seduce her. Because I was looking forward to that. But someone else apparently did it, so... Alright. How do we do it? Come on, Reddit. Don't be cracking out on me now. Okay. Oh well, that answers that. Apparently, because we even got that scene that started the, you know, Cassandra stuff. Because you remember earlier on where Cassandra even sent us to go and get the courtship things. I think because we started that mission, now we cannot sleep with the minister. Which is a bit disappointing, because that would have been a very quick solution to our problems without giving up any Inquisition power. Oh well. It's time we got, you know, service the Maker.
I cannot stop thinking of our earlier discussion. You don't actually intend to go through with courting me, do you?
I said I would, and I will.
I believe you, yet...
You don't sound like you believe me.
It wasn't a challenge, my lord. You needn't do it simply because I suggested you could not.
I like the challenge.
It's very simple. I care for you.
You enjoy making things complicated, don't you?
Oh. Put it...
I want to talk to you about the cure for tranquility.
It's not a cure. Not truly.
Yeah, this is a bit
Mages
unrelated
who were
here.
once tranquil lose all control over their emotions. They become irrational. Perhaps that state eventually passes and they can be helped, but it will take time to investigate.
But you are going to look into...
That is my intent. I would not want news of a cure to spread until we know for certain. Once we have that, however, then I will spread the word myself.
Ba, ba, ba. Let's go, guys.
I'd like to speak with you.
This is what we've all been waiting for.
How private?
There's a grove just outside of Skyhold. Meet me there.
If you're certain.
Looks like I gotta go to some grove
Trust
now.
me.
Okay, guys, look at that. We got some influence for that. That was a bit weird. But... Oh. Oh. Fire burn down there.
On aching branch do blossoms grow, the wind a hallowed breath. It carries the scent of honeysuckle, sweet as the lover's kiss. It brings the promise of more tomorrows, of sighs and whispered bliss.
You can't be serious.
I'm absolutely serious.
As I recall, your list was very specific.
And that is the poem you chose?
What's wrong with it?
Carmenum de Amatus. I thought this one was banned. His lips on mine speak words not voiced, a prayer, which travels down my spine like flames that shatter night. His eyes reflect the heaven stars, the Maker's light. My body opens, filled and blessed, my spirit there.
Not merely housed in flesh, but brought to life. Shall we read another?
Well,
They will say one of two things about me. That I stood at
Whoa.
the Inquisitor's side, his protector and his lover. that it was meant to be.
Consider this a
Or they will
15.
say I was led from the path of faith by the wiles of a madman.
You're still afraid. What do you
I don't
believe?
care what they say. What do you believe?
I believe you are a faithful man. I believe you are part of the Maker's plan. Beyond that, I believe only that you are capable of anything. And it frightens me. I have never known anything like it. I've been with only one other man in my life.
Yeah.
A mage, with whom I adventured when I was still very young. He died at the Conclave.
Oh shit.
I will not let Corypheus win. I will not let him take you from me.
The ironies.
I love you.
Here, tonight. I
Wait.
believe you.
Oh. At least they get slightly more ambition in Dragon's Age Inquisition for these love scenes. I mean, we never would have seen any hooters in the Dragon's Age 2. Certainly didn't see anything really in Origins. Everyone seemed to be wearing underwear. You know. But yeah, that was quite nice.
The sight of you warms the heart.
I was hoping we could spend some time together.
What could we possibly do to pass the time?
I think we all know what we could do. Oh. Not a very quiet place, this, is it? I feel like Barrett would walk in on us. Loving the music there. But anyway, I remember talking... I've looked actually ahead in the game. I apologise. I do... You know me, I like to sort of semi-cheat and look at Wikipedia and basically ruin the game for myself. And for you. In order to get the best possible turnout. You know, I was thinking, I was hoping Cassandra to make her divine because she has, you know... She seems like she has a good mindset for what... good ideals, but then we discover that just like the godforsaken Balin and the other fella whose name I can't even remember now, because I've had to kill him so many times in that game. Just like the dwarven rulers of Ozamar, the people that are best to rule tend to be a bit crap. So looking at what Dragon's Age has decided, it sounds like Cassandra doesn't make a good divine. The best is probably Liliana. You know, because, who is it? Vivian seems like just what you think. She'll almost make the Chantry like the Tevinter one in Tevinter. Although that probably would help to mend the rifts between Orlais and Tevinter, as it would be a mage in charge of the church, and then but it still ends up being a woman and a man in charge at the end of the day. I think Liliana's one is better because she allows everyone in, basically. So, seems like Liliana was destined by Dragon's Age canon to be the next leader. I'll probably say something at the end of this game, deciding how I think they want it all to turn out. Either way, let's talk to Josephine, because this is about servicing the Maker here.
To Valrayo to see that everything is in order. Please join me when you can.
Okay, as might as well we finish Josephine's one, because we said the two would be done together. It's really a shame. I'll be absolutely honest with you here. I didn't realise that starting Cassandra's quest there. Oh, she's changed her picture. Very weird. I didn't think that starting Cassandra's quest would have ended quite as it did. I didn't think that because I did that, we missed out on another sexy time scene. I do apologise. Had I known, because I honestly thought that you would have been blocked after you'd finished picking up the items and doing that mission. I didn't think it was starting it. I didn't think it was the flirting. So maybe I could have avoided... If I'd done the Seeker's mission, but not handed in the Seeker's mission, perhaps then we could have also romanced that minister. So maybe I should have done Josephine's quest a lot earlier. And for that, there's who's to say what's to blame here. But at least you got to see one good scene. At least I've got my Inquisitor laid once in this playthrough. You know, I was trying to do it so he'd get laid twice, with no strings attached going on, but, well, you know, we do what we can. Actually, according to the game, it seems like the best romance option is with Josephine here, because you go to Antiva and actually have
a letter
a
from the
relaxing
House of
time.
Repose, Your Worship. They acknowledge their contract is null and void. There is no longer a price on my life.
I'm glad you don't have to live your life looking over your shoulder anymore.
I regret we were forced to deal with them. That you were endangered by my part in the game. Did I ever mention I used to be a bard?
You were a singer.
Bards
quite.
entertain the Orlesian courts. They sing, play music, make charming conversation, and spy. Many young nobles put on a mask and practice playing the game in such a fashion.
What made you interested in becoming a bard?
I was attending a university in Valroyo when I learned about bards. There was such an air of romance about them. Stories of secrets, trysts, and fascinating people. A group of us, young gentry from Antiva, decided this exciting life was for us.
I'll tell you some irony. I didn't realise that you could even have Josephine as a romance option. I know you could flirt with her, but I thought it was going to be like Vivienne, where you can instantly flirt with basically hundreds of people and nothing happens. Turns out, you can have a romance option with her, and if you look at the little Dragon's Age calendar they've come up with, this is probably the best of the romance options, because I'm going to ruin it for a lot of people. When you get with Cassandra, what happens is, if she becomes divine, that's like the end of your relationship basically. She picks the Chantry over you. If she doesn't become divine, it's almost like a fling. It's like a long distance relationship. You don't, you know, she goes to the Seekers, you go to the Inquisition, or you leave the Inquisition, you go off doing other crap, and then, you know, you coo and see each other now and again, sort of thing. But it's not like settling down. Whereas with the, you know, Josephine here, she goes back to Antiva, and, you know, when you stop in on her, it's almost like, you know, you're that husband travelling the world, going back to the place he calls home, and it's really quite peaceful. It's a good ending, I'd say. What I was a little shocked by is, you know, if you actually do Liliana's route, which is the one that requires far less effort, then it's better for, you know, this lady here, Josephine, surprisingly. Maybe because Liliana understands the court a bit more.
How did you go from being a wandering singer to an ambassador?
In a very sad fashion. During one particular intrigue, I encountered a bard sent to kill my patron. We fought. Or perhaps scrapped is the better word. Both of us terrified. We were at the top of a steep flight of stairs. The other bard drew a knife, and I pushed him away from me. You can imagine the result.
You did the right thing.
I don't see the fault. You survived, as did your patron.
But it was such a waste, Inquisitor. When I took off his mask, I knew him. We'd attended parties together. If I'd stopped to reason, if I'd used my voice instead of scuffling like a common thug, I'll always wonder who that young man would have grown into.
No one merciful in any of that.
He seemed willing enough to murder you for the game.
Perhaps. I feel I'm the last to judge whether or not he would have actually used the blade. In all the commotion... forgive me, I don't believe I ever thanked you for helping me with this.
You were right on.
Hold on to it. Don't lose sight of why you came here.
I will never forget you helped save the House of Montier, Inquisitor. And should you ever visit Antiva, stories of the welcome we'll give you will be told for years.
See guys, that moment right there, I can reassure you, would have been a romance option. I'm sorry, I could see it in my eyes right there. I could have basically asked her for fun times, and she would have been like, yes. So it's this point in the game where it's true, you can pick up a lot of different partners. You know, I mean, thing is, it's very easy to get laid by one character. It's very hard to get multiple characters at the same time. So we go back to Skyhold. I'll talk about it a little bit. So it's very easy to get the Iron Bull. You don't have to do much. He's a fighter, so it's quite easy to get laid there because that's sort of his thing. With Dorian, it's also relatively easy. Just kill Tevinter guys. He's likes English humour for the most part, although his humour's a bit weird sometimes. Maybe I'm becoming Americanized. Pick up the other ones. Also very easy. Very easy. I'm starting to understand how the game's been written here. You know. Just like all things, you need to get over that initial threshold and get the right information. Once you can know what the type of person a character is, much easier. Like Cassandra, when you realise she was actually like a shy, innocent sort of girl. I mean, one or two of her reactions gave her away. Certainly the fangirl with the book, you know, especially in romance novels. At that point, you knew the type of person she was. Or at least you could suspect what she might be interested in. You know, because her interest would link to what she's read, what she does, you know.
Please tell
Stuff like
Lord
that.
Dorian that I can't get him an invitation to the Winters and
Like Josephine there, she's obviously a family person, family orientated. So she does a lot of work. She works hard for the Inquisition, and that's reflected in what impresses her. Is just, you know, going above and beyond really, and helping the family. So you know that's her covered. Anyway, I think it's about fair to say that's the end of that one. We've now serviced the Maker.